I'll show you how to create a successor and the predecessor for the task. For that, we'll insert a column called predecessor. And now, very first task will not have any predecessor because that is the beginning of the project. So we will start by a second task, that is a row 3, and we'll give a row 2 as a predecessor for the row 3. Similarly, for a row 4, we can give it as a, and depends on the sequence we can give this predecessor. Here in the scope complete, I will give 1, 2, 3 and 4 as a predecessor just because only after completion of all these we can complete. That's the reason what I can do here is I can type all these tasks as a predecessor, that is 2, comma 3, comma 4. Analysis of the software will start only after a scope is complete, so I can give this conduct need analysis as a 6, and this one can be independent task, so I am not going to give any predecessor for this. Now we'll look at the importance of the relationship. Four types of relationship: finish to start, start to start, and finish to finish, and start to finish. In this task list, if we come to the row 15, that is secure required resource, and here if you scroll up and in the row 5, secure core resource, these we assume these two tasks can be start simultaneously at. So what we can do here is we can give 5 as a predecessor for 15, and 15 can have two predecessor, one is 14, and we assume even after completion of the 14 also we can review secure required resources. So how do we do this relationship? If you double click on here, the new pop-up window will appear here. If you go to predecessor tab, there under the type, by default it select finish to start. Then we can select whatever the type we want to select. I'll show you one other method to create a predecessor for the task. Delete these three predecessor, and now I'll select the first four tasks, and if you see there is a link under the schedule. If you click this by and application itself, it gives the predecessor, and simultaneously you can see there is a connecting arrow appear on a Gantt chart. You can see this Gantt chart arrow is showing finish to start, and here we have given 15 and 5 as a start to start relationship. That is the reason it is showing 5 to 15. In one other way, we can change this relationship. If you double click on this arrow on the Gantt chart, and there will be one more pop-up window. Here also we can change this relationship between two tasks, and if there is any lag or lead, we can increase or decrease the lag or lead here in this option. In one other method, we can create a predecessor and a successor. If you double click on the any task, as I showed you earlier, it comes up with another pop-up window, and go to the predecessor, and under this table we can select whichever the previous task could be, that is a predecessor could be. In this case, previous task is review software specification budget with the team, so we can give that, and here we can change the relationship, and if there is any lag or lead we can change it here and click OK. Then it applies here. Accordingly, the relationship will change in Gantt chart. I will show you how to check plans duration and the finish date. If we come to the row 1, it is showing start date and finish date of this group of this task, that is scope of the project. And now if you want to see the start date and the finish date of the entire project, what we can do is if we click on the task and go to the format, under the format there is show and hide. If you click on the project task summary task, it will come summary for that project. That includes start date, finishing date, and entire duration of the project, and so on and so forth. Now I will show you how to group these tasks. I have deleted that scope line. Now we'll create a group for these set of tasks. For that, we'll insert one row and we'll call it as a scope, and we'll select all the tasks which are comes under this group. And if you go to the schedule, there is green right arrow indent task. If you click this, all tasks are grouped under scope. By default, it automatically it calculates the duration of these set of the task and what is the start date and what is the finish date of these group of tasks. There is another method we can see project details. For that, we'll go to project tab under which there is a project information. If you click on this, there is a one other window will open, and here it will show only basic information. And here if you go and click on the statistics, it will show all the details of that project. That is a current start date, baseline date, and finish date, and what is the total cost, and what is the total duration, what is the work hour. Now we'll learn how to add a note and a hyperlink to the task. For example, the task names are, it's too elaborative. We can't add everything in the task name. So to give a complete details, what we have to do is we can add a note. How do we add a note? First, click on the task which where you want to add a note, and on the task tab there is a properties, and click on the task notes, and you can give whatever the note you want to give it here. So for a sake, I'll keep it as a check with other project managers and click OK. Now you can see there is a task icon appears here, and a brief description will appear here. If you want more details, you can double click on this and it will give you a complete details over here. And similarly, if you want to create a hyperlink, what you can do is click on the task where you want to create hyperlink, and then right click, go to hyperlinks, and there is another window appears, insert hyperlink. I think this one is pretty common in all Windows application, in all Microsoft applications, and give whatever the name you want to you want to give it for this link. And I'm going to, for example, I'm going to give the PMI websites link. So in the address bar, so you can place the link and press OK. Now you can see there is a link appears here. So if you want to click a link, so go here, hyperlink, and press and open hyperlink. It will open in the website.